chill ASMR in the library. But yeah, so something new today. I'm about to finish this book, so I thought it'd be good to have ASMR flipping pages sounds. Like, I'm trying to get creative for you guys. Like, I know unboxing, I love unboxing sounds, but I know it can be kind of boring, so let's try to mix it up. Today we have a book that you can see I'm almost done. I'm hoping to finish it, or at least get a little bit into it, and then I'm going to do a little book review for you guys within this video, whether I finish this book or not. I'm not very fast reader. And let me preface this video. I don't know if I would say I'm a high level book reader, and like, you know, I love to read all kinds of books. I'm going to put this out there just in case any of you guys feel the same way, and then maybe are curious about my book recommendations. But anyways, my preference for books usually is kind of like, I know this sounds weird, but like a migrant story of coming to like a different country, because I personally have come from a family that has had that happen to them, and sometimes you don't really talk to others and you don't know much about their stories. However, reading about these kinds of stories and then kind of initiating conversations with other people about, hey, how did your parents come to wherever they had come to, or hey, how did you personally come here, like not in a negative way, but being curious and, you know, opening up the doors of conversations and connecting with others. I think, because I'm from Canada, I think that's a really important thing that more people are kind of putting out there and feel comfortable sharing, and I think that's great. Obviously, not everybody's gonna love this type of book, which is fine, because sure, everybody can have their own interests, but personally I found it interesting. This is a little bit of a change up of what I usually do, but I'm gonna start reading first. I'm gonna do like a page flipping ASMR, but I'm gonna start reading first, and then after, before I get into this, I'm gonna do a little review so we can break up a little speaking part and a little, you know, nonverbal. So this book is called, I don't know if you guys, when you listen to book ASMRs, do you guys like people to read a portion of it? I personally would love to, but I'm also afraid of getting in trouble because I don't know how that works. But yeah, Meiko, Kawakami, Breast and Egg. This is a really popular book. I actually had somebody, I was just in Toronto reading this. Somebody came up to me and was like, that is a great book. I was probably like halfway, and I was starting to like the book more and more. So I was like, oh, really? Like, people love the book this much, which is amazing. They have other books, which I probably will be showing on this channel at some point, that I'm personally very interested in, so you'll probably see it as well. So Breasts and Eggs, a novel. Also, my preference is always a good realistic fiction novel, and I know that sounds weird, but I just like, sometimes when it's a bibliography, depending on what it is, a biography, depending on what it is, I kind of find it hard to read. Sometimes it depends on if the person wrote it themselves or if it's like a ghostwriting writer for them, because sometimes it can feel weird. I don't know how to describe it. I love Asian authors' writing, but it's very specific. Sometimes when I read it, it can come off very like westernized, which is quite fine. But sometimes it's like maybe something that's not gonna itch my like desire. But yeah, original and deeply moving. This book is a gift. Kawakami writes with unsettling precision about the body. She's especially good at capturing its longings. I'll read the back so you guys can get an idea. On a sweltering summer day, I guess I can read this back because like it's already included anyways. On a sweltering summer day, Meiko travels from Osaka to Tokyo, where her sister Natsuko lives. She's in the company of her daughter, Midoriko, who has lately grown silent, finding herself unable to voice the vague yet overwhelming pressures associated with adolescence. The story of these three women reunited in a working-class neighborhood of Tokyo is told through the gaze of Natsuko, 30 years old, an aspiring writer haunted by hardships endured in her youth. Over the course of the few days together in the capital, also using this one too sometimes. New jeans, the little tag. But anyways, I'm gonna do a little book review right now. The beginning of the book, as somebody who's not a strong reader sometimes, was a little confusing. I enjoyed the parts I could keep up with, but it's a little confusing, which, you know, in the end, I think it was worth it, because I didn't realize, like, it was a time skip. Honestly, reading the back out loud made me realize that the synopsis made a lot of sense. It's just, I was a little confused in the beginning. Anyways, as I got deep into the book, it's really about Natsuko's life. So, the more I read into it, the more aware of her perspective and, you know, other perspectives of people who have, like, similar perspectives to hers, which I know that sounds so silly and so generic, but quite honestly, when you're living in, I guess, a society that people are okay with things, or, you know, maybe people aren't okay with things, when you realize and hear about, like, the struggles or maybe the things other people are facing, it's quite a kind of tough thing to hear, but it almost feels needed, because it kind of reminds you, wake up call, hey, things are different for other people. Not everyone goes through the same things. I don't want to spoil anything, but Natsuko, I don't want to call it a trait, but, like, I don't want to be too specific in case it spoils anything, but she has something that is a part of her personality that makes it difficult for not only other people to understand, and I think even in North America, it's something that is hard for people to understand, but, you know, it's a huge thing that I think it will never not have someone question if it's actually a real thing that somebody might feel, or someone might, you know, not feel. However, I think that's really important, because as you hear more people's perspectives, you know, online, like, I know obviously he's not gonna see this video, but Anthony Padilla's videos that he does with people, having an insider perspective and hearing the questions people ask, whether it be because they're curious or maybe they're asking it and it's offensive, but they don't realize it's offensive. It's one of those things where I feel like this kind of gives a good description of it. Another thing I think is quite important is this takes place in Japan. Having been there myself and hearing a lot of the stories of people working there, or people, you know, temporarily working there, I know it's gonna sound weird if you've never been or haven't really looked into the subject, but society there is quite different from ours. Just the way we socialize with people. Like, one of the things, I think, like, our friends meeting up, or the things that you talk about amongst friends, it differs as you ages. It differs as, like, you know, place to place where you live. And sure, maybe that's insignificant, but as somebody who enjoys slice of life and enjoys the day-to-day things, it kind of adds up as to, you know, the stresses you feel about bringing up specific topics, the stresses you feel about talking to others, about connecting with others. Are you truly connecting, or are you just, you know, agreeing to have these discussions or agree with their opinions because it's what's built into society, or it's built into, you know, the friendships you've already made and the friendships you understand as friendships. Sometimes friendships are not, like, I mean, this is getting weird into a deep topic, but sometimes friendships aren't ideal. Maybe you don't feel like you're connecting with friends, but you connect with them because you're seeing them physically, and, you know, it's a proximity thing. But yeah, this is a recommended read for me. If you're into kind of hearing about maybe perspectives that are not as common, perspectives that are not untold, but less talked about, because they do mention a topic in here which I won't be telling you about specifically, but they do mention a topic where you think the main character has met a group of people who are going to be in agreement with her. However, she has people who don't, and that's, absolutely fine. People have their own opinions. People can, and it all depends on, their own life, and it's fine. Anyways, I think that it's really important to have these discussions, because when you get locked into a society that also, makes you feel like everything is fine, you kind of shut people down. It depends on the person, but sometimes you can shut people down who disagree with you or disagrees with the general acceptance of things. And, you can choose to do that, but it's not really a proactive way of having a discussion with other people. So, I recommend reading this. If you're uncomfortable with, maybe controversial topics, maybe don't read this, because if I'm honest, that's kind of what they're going with this book. Now that we're all wrapped up, I just want to ask you guys, do you enjoy book reviews? Because I like to read a book time to time, and if so, would you like me to do like a little book club, week by week chapters, and then we can discuss it week by week in the comment section? Yeah, I'm so happy. And if you guys have any book recommendations, or maybe you want a video where I just recommend some books I've been reading, let me know. I'm so happy to have you guys as a community. This will come out, I think, on Friday the 22nd. Yeah. Thank you guys. It's like coming close to the holiday season. Thank you guys for supporting me so much. I know it sounds so silly. And thank you for the other ASMR artists who are commenting on my videos or liking them, or even watching them. I appreciate it so much, because I'm just a little creator, and honestly, I feel like I'm always just gonna be a little creator. But I just do it because I find a joy in it, and I love the communities that I'm a part of. I don't know, the unboxing community, maybe the book community now, and the ASMR community. Everybody's just so kind. I hope that this holiday season, whether it be you celebrate or not, if you're getting time off of work, if you're getting off time of school, I hope you just have, a fantastic time. Because, you know what? Like, it's great sometimes, and you just need a moment to appreciate everything. I know it sounds cheesy, but